Hey everyone, welcome back. This is a spoiler review of Spider-Man No Way Home. So Matt, give us the spoilers of the movie.
Spoilers there's
Everyone dies. Everyone
everyone
dies.
dies. Yeah,
Everyone
no,
dies.
that's it.
I wouldn't listen to
Doctor
them.
Strange.
They don't really know what they're talking about, even though they have seen the movie. Um, it was very good. As we all know that have seen the movie, they did it. They did it. They brought them in. They did the
They
thing.
what?
They
They
did
got
the
a Toby.
thing.
They got an Andrew, and they push him into the MCU.
It's exciting. Even though we all
Yeah.
expected it, I don't know why we weren't expecting it. But even though we're expecting it, it's still great fun. It's good to have a good
I think
audience
the
in the cinema.
reveal was also really good. Like this opened a portal to the middle of nowhere. Because at the same time, we didn't know it was. We didn't know Tom. We didn't know where Tom Holland was when they revealed it.
Yeah.
And so I can't from the physique of that person, we kind of knew straight away that's not our Spider Man. That's an Andrew Garfield, isn't it?
That was really exciting. Like everyone in our cinema was like screaming when
Yeah, yeah.
like as soon as you saw those two big white eyes. That I think that was the
Yeah.
moment when you see him turn around and you see the two big white eyes. That was great. I really liked
All
that.
right. How was the Matt Murdock cameo? So we're getting Daredevil. So yesterday we got Kingpin and Hawkeye. Today we got Daredevil.
I think it
I
was
was
a
so
lot
excited.
less than I thought it was gonna be.
I didn't expect too much. I thought it was just going to be a quick cameo, and I'm really happy. At least now he's in the MCU. I think that's the biggest thing. I love the Netflix series; they were amazing. Not all of them, just Daredevil. Just you just watch Daredevil and you're good. It's amazing.
Does it
How do you?
seem like do we think that that is the Daredevil from the
I
Netflix
don't think
series,
it
or
is.
is it a new
I,
Daredevil?
I think it's going to be Charlie Cox is the Daredevil of the MCU, but it's not the same one as the Netflix ones. I think he just is carried over,
Hmm.
like just the actor is carried over, and that's it.
But I
So I
think
heard,
it's already
yeah,
established that he does have his superpowers.
powers. He goes to grab
Yeah,
him,
it's not
he
like
grabs
they need to start an origin story again because a he's
yeah,
already blind. He's already got his like
super
yeah
reflexes
reflexes,
and
his
the radar sense.
radar,
Yeah.
whatever. I'm yeah. Um, I think
So,
that was.
so how do we feel about the Aunt May death?
I mean, it was sad. It wasn't the saddest thing. Like
No.
I know that Endgame is probably the most emotional trip many
I
people
don't
have
know.
been
Yeah,
on in a Marvel movie. But it was sad, and it didn't feel
cheap. Yeah,
like it was done well. It was emotional. It wasn't like I'm gonna be
and
crying emotional, but
it looks like from what it was is that was the kind of Uncle Ben moment for Peter Parker,
yeah, it
not
definitely
Tony
was.
Stark, because it was with great power comes great
Mm.
responsibility, and they had that parallel at the end of the movie between Toby in his arc in his original movies, and how he wants to kill the killer of Uncle Ben, and this is kind of the same thing, but then this time Toby steps in, which is I thought was a really good moment. I think done well, and it's the right person to choose. And Andrew Garfield gets his moment, saving
Yeah, yeah, you
Mary
got it. You
Jane. I
got
think that
his.
was the MJ. Sorry, not Mary
Yeah,
Jane.
I
It's
was I was a bit I didn't know if it was meant to be a joke when you see that Andrew Garfield Peter Parker teared up after saving MJ. I felt that that was quite emotional, like and
yeah.
sincere. Um,
If you watch the Amazing Spider-Man movie, he's got this kind of the same face.
right.
I also really like the three Spider-Man comedy.
Yeah, yeah, that was great.
I think
Like
just in
yeah,
general,
that's
so they
that's
had
what we
the
all wanted,
pointing,
really.
the science lab,
Oh
and they
yeah,
had I'm back. Oh.
yeah. The my back. You got those. There were a lot of good references to like
The organic webbing.
yeah, and that
Yeah, that
that
was
that
fun.
mysterious line that we all know that the leaked footage of Andrew Garfield in the scaffolding.
Yeah,
It
so that was
wasn't
actually true.
everyone was thinking the line was you've got web blood. The line
Yeah,
was actually you've got web block in terms of
yeah.
so yeah
I
that
think
was
everyone.
like the probably the stuff people were most excited for going in. Just that the comedy and
Yeah.
how would multiple Spider-Man interact?
My only thing was, do you think that they, because Sandman and Lizard have CGI pretty much the entire movie until the very end?
Mm.
Do you think that was just they just did that, like just had they weren't planning to bring him back, or they just had them there?
Look, I think it might have been a scheduling thing about
Yeah,
getting the actors. Maybe it was a secrecy thing because those two
yeah,
characters were revealed much later in the promotion.
yeah,
So maybe it was safer to have them completely CG the whole time so that it didn't seem too much like anyone could be in this movie. Because really
yeah,
it was. Anyone could be in this movie. But they wanted to try and hide that fact by only really showing Doctor Octopus first. That was the first thing that came out, and then Electro. They wanted to
Yeah.
kind of control how's it being like, because yeah, once it was clear that there were going to be so many villains, it would be odd if there weren't any Spider-Man. So that's the thing that they wanted to keep the most
Yeah.
secret. I don't know if
100%, yeah.
not having the original actors for Sandman and the Lizard on set was a decision they made for secrecy, or if it was just a scheduling thing. It's likely just a scheduling thing.
Maybe help the secrecy thing as
Yeah.
well. Like, they only were kind of, if you remember, there was only like one scene where there was just the actual actors for both of them,
Yeah.
and very individual. They could have just been filmed anywhere.
Yeah, like they
Any-
would have only had to film for like 10 minutes on camera. Like,
Less-
yes,
yeah.
they were voicing the characters for the entire movie, but they're only on
That could be
film
done. That could be done at home.
in costume.
Yeah.
For like 10 minutes. Yeah, that's another thing. It could have been
Yeah.
COVID restrictions,
Oh,
likely
yeah,
in
that
other
too.
parts of the world. So it might have just been a scheduling thing.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. But
Yeah.
Matt, post-credit scenes. What were they?
Post-credit scene. Alright, so number 1, Venom.
Oh yeah. Wait, what happened in Venom 2?
Alright, so for people who haven't seen the end of Venom 2, they missed it for some reason. You know, Venom's a Spider-Man villain, so he gets caught up in all this and he gets transported to the MCU. He doesn't do anything in the movie because he's...
Which is a
It's
bit
just-
of a shame. It was a bit of a shame that he didn't do it.
Yeah.
Shame, but yeah, he gets a
just
bit
sit-
of a cameo.
Yeah.
He sits at the bar for about a few hours, for like a day or two, and talks to this guy. But what was that little thing at the end? There was
So, he gets transported back, as with the rest of the Spider-Man villains, and Venom leaves behind a symbiote,
an offspring.
an offspring.
Which
He is my
to me that didn't make too much sense. That's
I
that's
think-
the
I
one
think-
thing, like, really, because the idea was that they were just being brought back magically. So how could just a little piece of him just stay behind if they were the whole
Yeah,
being?
It's magic. It's
I
it's
know.
comic book logic here.
It's
But
because comics.
yeah, because comics. But I think what it is going to do, and I really hope it does. You heard it here first. If anyone hears it, it's here first. I've said it. I think that symbiote is going to attach to Peter. Maybe in the next 2 movies. I don't know when. Doesn't matter when. I think it'll eventually end up on Flash Thompson, and then we get Agent Venom. That's the theory here. You heard it here first. Look, I love me some Agent Venom. He's a very good character. Like right now,
And
he's
Flash
Agent
Thompson-
Anti-Venom.
It was briefly in the movie. I was hoping for a little bit more Flash Thompson.
Same with him and Betty Brant were barely in the movie.
Yeah.
I think I kind of want to see him become the Agent Venom. I really like Agent Venom, and I really hope Sony and Marvel decide to do it because it's very, very good
Yeah.
story and very good story in general. But yeah,
How did they explain how, like, all the villains and all of the Spider-Man characters came into the MCU? Because to me, wasn't it everyone who knew that Peter Parker was Spider-Man
Yes.
was
Yeah, well,
transported
at the same
to the
time-
MCU?
I remember this thing going around. Like, I don't think Electro knew who Spider-Man was,
Mm.
so it didn't really work. I think it's just kind of like A B C D. You know, it's just let's just have him here. You know, comic book logic.
Yeah.
Back to it again. I don't think it really matters, to be honest. It's just you got Spider-Man and he has so many enemies across the world.
Mm.
I like the little visual cameos of the Rhino.
Yeah, I
That's
saw that.
probably the
That
only
was
one I
that was
caught, yeah.
like, I tried to look through, like, we're talking about
Yeah,
when Doctor Strange is trying to repair those cracks in the space, right?
and people are coming
And you
through.
can see sort of like astral, sort of sparkly star people trying to walk through those cracks in space. As you said, the only person I could make out was like the sort of silhouette of a comic accurate Rhino villain.
Rhino, not the movie
Yeah,
Rhino.
not
It's
the metal Paul
Paul,
Giamatti.
it looks like a physical guy, but yeah, I kind of wish there was like the end. There was like a big fight where the three of them are just surrounded by just these weird ass villains, but
Yeah.
looks like they won't.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of hoping they stay away from the villains that have been used for the next, because this movie sets up probably a new trilogy where Spider-Man is completely on his own.
Yeah.
Which I really like, because now he's no Iron Man, no Happy, no Aunt May. His friends are gone. He's completely on his own. He's doing his
Yeah.
own thing.
We've got
And I think I
that
really
broke
like that.
Peter in his own
Peter.
little apartment. Was that
It's
that
only for-
apartment the apartment? Like,
Mate, because it looks like it. It really looks like it.
was that Tobey Maguire's
Tobey-
apartment from the original?
I think we just need to wait for the rent guy, to come out of nowhere.
Mr. Ditch
Get
Me
your
Bitch.
money. I really like how they set it up. I really like what they're going to do next. So Matt, the other post-credit scene, we're going to talk about that.
The other post-credit scene. Well, so this one was a trailer.
Yeah, it was.
This wasn't a normal
teaser
much
post-credit
post-credit
screen.
scene. It was like a
I'm
whole.
sure you can guess what it was. It was Doctor Strange.
What are you talking
Multiverse
about?
of
It's for the
Madness.
Batman. for the Batman.
Oh, sorry, it was for Batman. No, it was
No.
for Doctor Strange.
Yeah, because they didn't
Yeah.
actually say they didn't have a title card or anything. It was just
No,
Doctor Strange
there was
will
a
return.
thing at the end. Yeah, I think it's just pretty much it gives us the look of the new movie. So pretty much you could see America Chavez, you could see Wanda Wong. There's evil Doctor Strange.
Yeah,
He's evil.
I was super interested. This is like the first thing that's making me think, what if is very important now.
Yeah, because of if people remember from episode 4 where the Strange Supreme, where he screws up the world, pretty much these like kind of like black inky things come off buildings and all that. Pretty much there's a scene where that happens in the trailer, and that looks really important. And that was the thing in there. And I think the evil Doctor Strange is Strange Supreme. Just he's now got a big beard.
And there were some funky beards in that trailer. Like,
Yeah, no, funky beard. Yeah,
like Doctor Strange's beard was like going all the way up here, and
yeah. I like Mordo's new haircut.
yeah,
It's
Mordo's
dreadlock.
got like the dreadlock.
I think it looks pretty cool now. It looks cool. There's a quick image of Shuma-Gorath, like a big.
No, that
squid
wasn't
stuff.
Shuma-Gorath. That was
No, what?
Gargantos.
It looks very similar to Shuma-Gorath.
It does.
Like probably
Yeah.
probably it's probably like an offspring of Shuma, and I think we will see Shuma-Gorath. Yeah.
That would be interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, back to Spider-Man.
Like there's also that Spider-Man Doctor Strange fight in the movie. I thought that was really visually stunning. Like what they did with all the Doctor Strange kind of scenes, it was like, there's so much happening. I thought it was a lot of fun too. It was a good job. You know, good action scene. I think the CGI throughout was pretty stellar. Like there was no kind of things I'm like, that looks yucky. No, it's just like, yeah, good deal with the whole way through. Can you confirm that, Matt?
Yeah, CGI was good.
There were
Yeah.
only a few things that I think weren't too good, but like it was so minor. The lizard had some funky bit at first, but then you just sort of forget about it, and then but yeah, that's not important.
Just overall, it's a really good movie. I think it's one of the top like Marvel movies. I think it did very well, both fan service and story wise.
Yeah,
like it made sense why Spider-Man chose to try and save it, and the thing is he did. The problem is, like, he actually did solve it.
Yeah.
So maybe he's the best hero of the year. Not only did he just defeat the villain, he actually cured them.
Yeah.
Like, he genuinely, like, just transformed them back to who they originally were. Like, Doc Ock has helped in the final battle, which I thought was really interesting. They didn't just go, oh, he's bad, you know? They fix him, and he's good. And he helps out. Yeah. I really like that. I think it was really good and enjoyable. it leans into fan service, but it also makes sense story-wise.
Yeah.
Although, he did cause the whole film to happen. It was his selfishness at the start.
I forgot about it. It wasn't really selflessness for...
he wanted things to be his way.
Yeah, maybe he wasn't there. But at the same time, he did help.
You had to learn to sacrifice. That was kind of...
The moral of the story. Because we finally get, with great power comes great responsibility.
I would say it was a bit clunky when Aunt May said that. But
yeah, no.
Definitely not as clunky as the Amazing Spider-Man one. That was like, if you have the strength to do, you have the obligation to do the right. That's something like that. It was it was so convoluted. Trying not to say, with great power comes great responsibility.
But I like how it's like a running theme throughout all the Spider-Man. They always say like when they come together, it's like with great power. Yeah, I thought that was a really good one.
It was
like
a shame we didn't get like the what.
We got that.
Did we?
The school scene.
They didn't. They pointed at each other.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
When was that?
Because Ned said, "Hey, Peter," and they're like, "Oh, which Peter? This one? This one?"
Oh, okay. I didn't. Okay.
They weren't in costume.
Maybe that was a reference to that. I didn't. I wasn't.
They were barely in costume. Andrew had the coat on. You know, they had it there. I like how it's like Peter 1, Peter 2, Peter 3.
Yeah.
And it's like Peter 1 is Tom Holland, Peter 2 is Tobey Maguire, and then Peter 3 is Andrew Garfield.
To me, it would have made more sense if Andrew Garfield like took over with that thing, because like I feel like that iteration of Spider-Man's more like so I'm going to be Spider-Man #1, and then like I feel like he would be more controlling than the other. Like I can see Tobey Maguire, his characterization was a little bit different to the original sort of Sam Raimi Spider-Man.
I think he was trying to separate from different ones.
I think they're trying to show that time has passed for that Peter Parker.
Because I feel like Toby is your kind of feels more like a grandfather right now compared to the other. He feels more a dad-like character, but I think Andrew kind of acted a bit more immature.
And I feel like he was essentially exactly the same character from Amazing Spider-Man.
I kind of want to see the universes now.
Yeah.
What they've gone back to. I don't know why, but I thought that I had like an inkling that Tobey Maguire, when he said he settled down and he actually got married, I had a feeling that they're going to say, "Oh, he has a kid" or something like that. Maybe that could be something explored like later on if they do the Spider-Man 4 for that one.
I've got a feeling they're not going to show Tobey Maguire or Andrew Garfield again. I feel like they've done this.
Yeah.
They've done it. They've pretty much done everything like that people would hope for.
I felt I think they've done it all. I agree, but maybe there might be like a bigger actual
Yeah.
Spider-Verse maybe down the line where they may include them again, or it may just be like a phase thing, and then everything else is just CGI. Maybe they're into Across the Spider-Verse for like a vocal line or something like that. Like,
Cause
so many things.
Across the Spider-Verse
I
there's
think
going to be 2 movies, so there's
I feel
definitely
like it could be. It'd be entertaining to see. And there's the you know the Black Spider-Man thing, the Max.
Oh
Lane,
yeah.
Electro said,
Yeah.
I thought you were black, and I'm like, ooh, little cameo
Miles
to
Morales.
little.
I was
Miles
almost
Morales,
expecting that from Doctor Strange trying to do stuff. Maybe a few of the Spider-Verse characters would leak through, and we would have seen like an animated character come in. But I'm guessing it would be a bit hard to sort of make that work with Across the
Probably
Spider-Verse.
look really pretty weird to see an animated character next to a.
I feel like it could be done still,
That's my only thing.
Probably.
like just like a Roger Rabbit stuff.
That probably
sort of.
maybe in Across the Spider-Verse. I think that it'll show up there if anything. So let's just wrap it up here. So I hope everyone enjoyed the movie. Comment below. Please like and subscribe too. Don't forget about that. Comment below how you guys felt, and have a good one, everyone.